Turn around.
No.
Don't resist.
No. Resist, man. No.
Hey, stop pulling away. Stop pulling away.
Don't do it.
Yeah, and as I said, he was just going fast.
Cops are often seen as the pillars of law and order, upholding justice and ensuring the safety of the community. They are trained to handle various situations, from routine traffic stops to high-stakes emergencies. But what happens when someone decides to take the law into their own hands and impersonates a police officer? Starting with a case of Mexico police captain who was pulled over by fake cops November 4th, 2023.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
What's your name?
In charge.
I'm in charge.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Sorry.
Okay, sir, I was told that you were using your car like you were a police officer.
No. Well, you should have showed it, right? You're
What?
in my truck. I told you to show it in your truck. You're on private property right now.
You have your driver's license, sir?
No, I'm not giving it. You have that.
Okay, well,
I'm in charge of this right now.
okay. We're in charge of what?
I'm charged with this property and other properties.
Okay, and that's fine. But over there on the highway, where you lit up cars and you were using your car like a police car.
There's no proof.
Okay, hear me out. I'm investigating something, right? And if you refuse to give me your driver's license, I can detain you and arrest you.
Okay, detain me then.
Turn around.
No.
A New Mexico State. On November 4th, 2023, a New Mexico State police captain reported a man trying to pull him over on Interstate 40, I-40. This all began when the New Mexico State police captain was driving on I-40 when a vehicle behind him turned on blue lights in the front and red lights in the back.
Anything wrong? Hey, don't, man.
Stop pulling away. Stop pulling away.
Don't do it.
Knock it off.
Well, then why are you resisting?
Now you're resisting arrest. Now you're resisting. Could have just gave me your ID.
Hold on. Let me secure the I gave you ID.
Could have given me your driver's license.
I understand that. Okay.
All right.
Well, you know.
Do me a favor. You have any other weapons on you?
Well, mace.
Okay.
You got mags. Any other weapons, sir? Mace. Is that recording? Yes. Excellent. Is recording on the highway? No. All right. Because I get to hear my post. Okay.
Don't move.
Hold on. Just stay here.
There's nothing in there. There's nothing else.
I still gotta check you.
Without gloves?
Yeah. I don't care. What do you got in there?
Where do you keep your cuff keys?
Yeah, no,
you got cuffs? Where do you keep the cuff keys?
They're on my lawn.
You got cuffs? Where do you keep the cuff keys?
They're on my lawn.
The vehicle appeared to be trying to pull the captain over. The captain, recognizing this as suspicious behavior, did not stop. He reported the incident, and other officers were dispatched to locate the suspect vehicle.
I know.
Do you want to sit on the sidewalk or in the back of a unit?
How about if I lean against the unit?
You can sit on the sidewalk or in the back of a
If I
unit.
just lean on a unit.
All right, back of the unit.
I have a bad back
All right.
from Iraq.
Well, we'll be gentle.
You got to be gentle.
All right.
Okay.
Have a seat.
All right.
Where can I get your driver's license?
It's in my wallet.
Where's your wallet?
Yeah, I got it.
You threw
Okay.
it on the floor.
All right. Have a seat. I don't know why you want to argue with us, man.
Man. I didn't light up shit.
Okay.
He has no proof. I didn't light up anything.
Okay.
I was coming to work. Every time I come to work, I fuck here.
516 and call.
That's all I do.
Just watching.
Yep.
He literally pulled over a cat.
No, well, he was trying to. Captain was on the highway, and this guy was lighting him up like, "Hey, don't pass me. I'm a police officer." He's got no plate on his car, and looks like he was trying to run away from Captain after he identified himself as a police officer.
You understand?
So look, he was backing up as Galeno pulled in. Let me talk to Captain.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Nice.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Can I help you?
They found the vehicle at a private property near Central and Eubank. The officers approached the vehicle and spoke to the driver, whose name was Ronald Portillo. Portillo initially claimed he was a security guard working for a company called Black Eagle. They asked him for his identification, but he refused.
I'm just talking
All right, well-
to this little man right
Yes,
here.
ma'am. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to speak with him
I'm
too.
from New York.
Wonderful to meet you, ma'am. My name is Adam Sandoval.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind, I need to talk to him for a second.
Yes, you will.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anything you want, babe.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a wonderful day.
Do they keep smashing the window every time we turn around?
It's terrible.
It's a bad
I said-
spot.
I told him, I said, you can put me in the cold behind and I'll come out when it's doing it because I do self-defense in New York.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. You'll be a sorry face.
Ma'am, you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, guys.
So,
Quickly.
yeah. Well, he refused to give us his ID. I told him if he didn't give us an ID, he said I didn't commit a crime. He said, well, you know, we're investigating a crime, you impersonating a police officer. And he says, I'm not going to give you my driver's license. 'Cause he did give me his ID, like his security guard ID. And I said, I need your driver's license. He says, I'm not going to give it to you. And I said, if you don't give it to me, I'm going to detain you. And he said, then detain me. So, that's where that, and he's pulling away, whatever. I can articulate resisting, but I don't know if we're going to be at that point. I will say, though, you did identify yourself as a police officer, and he was pulling out
so
when...
So he came up. So whenever he was over there, and I was just like, I was sure, like, I didn't want to make him, like, obviously I was tailing him all the way around the building.
Yeah.
So he knew I was following him. And it was like, once he got out over here, he was way over there. I stayed right here. That way it was obvious distance. Well, he comes up, and whenever he comes up in front of me, he turns on his lights again. And so I go to get out. Whenever I get out, his window's up, the dog window is down. Just that intimidation factor. He wants the dog to be going off at me. And that's whenever he rolled down the window. I told him, hey man, stop, whatever.
Portillo denied turning on lights on I-40. He claimed his vehicle only had a white light on the visor, which he used to stop traffic when speaking to people at the property. The officers argued that the captain had clearly seen blue and red lights. Portillo resisted being detained and argued that he hadn't broken the law because he was on private property.
And he refused. But the biggest issue is, like, and that was his whole thing, I'm on private property. The interstate wasn't private property.
You did that on private, or on a state highway.
And that's where I kept telling him, and he referred to, and he said, he owns this. Like, dude, I don't care. Like, that was the interstate. And that was the first time. So we were at the, it was right after that was the first time. So traffic's backed up. He's causing me to back up because he's staying in the left-hand lane right at like 64, 65-ish. And I go to pass him on the right. As soon as I go to pass him, he turns on all of his lights. And that's whenever I see for the first time the blue lights in his front visor. And then, so my initial reaction, because I was like bumper to bumper pretty much, back bumper to front bumper, is I hit my brakes and go to pull over. But as soon as I do that, he shuts them all off. It's like, okay, this dude isn't legit because he didn't have a plate in the first place.
Yeah, those plates in the door. If you notice that. It's hanging
I
out
didn't
the
see
door.
that.
Well, I'm going to run that in a second. I just saw it on the door.
Yeah, so as soon as he does that, then I back up. That's whenever I just stayed behind him the whole way. And once he realized I was staying behind him, and there was, you can't even say I was tailgating him because there was a black vehicle in between us.
The officers
Anything else?
eventually placed him in handcuffs. He eventually admitted to working at the property for 3 weeks and claimed there was a lot of crime in the area. He said his purpose was to deter crime by patrolling the property. The officers again requested Portillo's identification. This time, he presented a security guard ID card.
Oh, I didn't light up anybody. Just turn it open. Just want to make sure I get these on. So are they locked? No. But let me lock them so they don't actually double tighten on you. I don't light anybody up. All right, hold on. I live in Edgewood. I come here, I clock in. This is my first post. Then we go to Central and we go to Central.
I didn't know because I usually turn on my lights here because I was going to go to the latest.
This is like, things are going to go really bad. You're trying to do a good thing, man. You are.
They informed him that as a security guard, he was not authorized to use police lights. Portillo argued that he wasn't impersonating an officer because he never identified himself as a police officer. However, the officers pointed out that using police lights on a public highway to pull someone over is a form of impersonation. Conclusion: Portillo was issued a misdemeanor citation for impersonating a police officer and then released. If you thought that was bad, This is because you didn't know about this case where a fake cop pulled over the real cop for alleged and reckless driving Omar Ford, March 29th, 2020. On March 29th, 2020, Omar Ford, a Florida security guard, was arrested for impersonating a police officer.
Yeah, that's really all it was. I was trying to make sure he didn't hurt himself. He flew past me and danced a little bit. So I flashed him and I went on my horn. I said, "Hey, slow down. Take it easy out here." And I passed him. And then I seen like he was trying to follow me, so I made the U-turn. That's all it was. I didn't try to stop him. I was trying to pull him over. I just thought he was drunk, and I didn't want him to hurt himself.
I'll be with Price and security guy.
Yeah, you know, this hour of the night and someone's flying past you and they dance a little bit. I just wanted to make sure, hey man, hey, you take it easy, buddy. You're gonna hurt yourself out here like that. But I didn't come out the car. I didn't do anything. I pulled up next to him and I spoke on the horn. I said, hey man, take it easy. You're gonna hurt yourself out here.
He was driving what?
Pretty fast. He flew past me and the car danced a little bit. So I thought he was either intoxicated or...
The incident unfolded when Ford, who was returning home from his job, attempted to pull over an off-duty officer for allegedly speeding. Ford claimed that while driving, he noticed a vehicle swerving and decided to intervene. He later told the police that the car flew past me and his car danced.
I have my takedowns.
So you flashed your takedowns?
Yeah.
What do your takedowns entail?
202, print me, and I'll be 51 to the other 22.
Hey, so what was he flashing you with?
White lights.
Like steady?
Strobe. No.
He was strobing?
The front, yeah, on the front of the car. The whole front of the car lights up with strobes.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, he was just right on my ass, and then he was hitting the siren, which I could hear because I had the top down, and he was like going through the different siren tones. And I'm like, so I slow down, and I'm like, then he gets next to me, and he goes, you need to slow the fuck down. And I was like, are you pulling me over? And he's like, you need to slow down right now. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna pull over. And then I called 911. I was like, yo, this isn't cool. So,
Alright. But did he have all his lights on?
yeah, all of them. The front and everything. And then he had a siren on too. And I could hear it because I had the top down. It's like, wee, 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 and he's like changing between the siren tones. And he's like right on my ass. And I'm like, is this guy trying to pull me over? Because he has white lights. And then I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. And then he goes, pulls up next to me with his window down, his light's still on. He goes, you need to slow the fuck down when you're passing me. And I'm like, are you pulling me over? And he goes, you just need to slow down right now. And I'm like, so I stopped. And I'm like, okay, like, are you trying to pull me over? So then I just called 911. I'm like, hey.
You know it's false LEO because he's doing traffic stops with all his COVID thing going on.
You're like, right about that. And I'm like,
Hey, what's up, man?
Which led him to believe the driver might be intoxicated. Concerned, Ford attempted to pull alongside the car to advise the driver, off-duty officer Zachary Prince, to slow down. As Ford approached, Prince began flashing his own lights and questioned if he was being pulled over. This led to a confrontation where Prince, aware of proper law enforcement protocols, quickly identified that Ford was not a legitimate officer.
Your takedowns entail?
202, print me, and I'll be 51 to the other 22.
Hey, so what was he flashing you with?
white lights.
Like steady?
Strobe. No.
They were strobing?
The front, yeah, on the front of the car. The whole front of the car lights up with strobes.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, he was just right on my ass, and then he was hitting the siren, which I could hear because I had the top down, and he was like going through the different siren tones. And I'm like, so I slow down, and I'm like, then he gets next to me, and goes, you need to slow the fuck down. And I was like, are you pulling me over? And he's like, you need to slow down right now. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna pull over, and then I called 911. I was like, yo, this isn't cool. So,
all right. Did he get on the? He said he got on the PA. Did he get on the PA?
maybe he was on the PA, but he was next to me when he was doing it. Okay. So, I mean, to me, that's telling me to slow down.
Yeah. Where was this at, Price?
Right about here.
Okay. Hey, but you got your ID?
Yeah. Well,
you have any firearms in the vehicle?
Yeah, I work with.
Recognizing the uniform and jurisdictional inconsistencies, Prince contacted Castleberry Police to report the incident. Ford was dressed in a vest bearing the name of his security company, Criminal Task Force, and openly carried a badge, gun, and taser. Officers arriving at the scene noted that Ford's attire and equipment could easily mislead the public into believing he was a legitimate law enforcement officer.
Do you have your permit or anything? You got your ID?
Looking for. Yeah, and as I said, he was just going fast, and his car danced a little bit. He flew past me, so I was like, oh shoot, he's gonna get himself hurt out here. So I pulled up next to him.
Hey, just for our safety, I'm just gonna have you put your hands up there, and I'm just gonna remove your firearm before you put it in the car, all right?
Okay.
Just put your hands on top.
We're 10-4.
You got your ID? You got your Florida driver's license?
Yeah, I can't find it. I think I forgot it at the house.
Castleberry 207.
On driver bed.
Castleberry Police promptly arrested Ford, charging him with impersonating a police officer and driving with a suspended license.
No, our luck, man, we're gonna die from it. Come on. Yeah.
First, I'll buy a lotto ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Check it out if you want.
Good. Thank you, though. All right, then you got to go over to the DMV and get reinstated. Don't forget to get reinstated. A lot of people, they just go clear everything up to the clerk of the courts, and then they leave thinking they're good, but they're still suspended because they didn't go to the DMV. Once you go to the DMV, you got to get reinstated. That's your purpose of going to the DMV. Clerk of the courts?
Clerk of the court, DMV, same
Yeah,
thing. They do everything there, don't they?
Yeah, they're in the same plaza. It's two separate offices.
One is behind. Okay,
Yeah, two separate offices.
Yeah, I got you.
But you can go to the DMV first and find out what your suspensions are for, and they can give you the printout of everything, and then you can get it taken care of at the clerk of the courts. But once you get it taken care of, you got to go back over to the DMV to get reinstated. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's either. Could I walk over there? Make sure she parks out the way?
Yeah. Go ahead. Just have her park on the side of the street over there.
You guys have it in the right traffic now? Wait, did you give us gun back?
No, they're in the car.
Okay.
Here's the last time.
Hey, Cole, you didn't know, what's he doing with his car?
His significant other is going to drive it, park hers in the neighborhood, and then they're going to walk back up here and get it.
Castleberry Police Captain William Naas emphasized that Prince's knowledge of police protocols and jurisdictional boundaries was crucial in identifying the impersonation. Ford, who denied the charges, was released on bond following his arrest. His defense centered on his intention to prevent what he believed was potentially dangerous driving behavior. That's all for this video. We hope you have enjoyed this video a lot. What are your thoughts on this unusual encounter? Let us know in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this. Thank you for watching our video.